What's up, you guys? It's the Double In. Welcome to the Double In's Bubble. So, last time we were talking about astral projections. This time, we're going to jump into, I don't know what the heck I have lined up. This is the first video on here. It's about Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla. Okay, so we're going to watch and learn the secrets behind the number 369. Okay, let's go.
Tesla was so obsessed with the number 369. He once said, "If you understand the wonder of the number 369, you will decipher the universe." To comprehend this, we need to acknowledge that humans did not invent mathematics. Rather, we discovered it as the governing law of the cosmos. It is the language of the universe. Below are the discoveries Tesla made. If you take 1 and double it, it becomes 2. 2 doubled is 4. 4 doubled is 8. 8 doubled is 16.
Okay.
The sum of 16 is 7. Double 7 is 14. The sum of 14 is 5. Double 5 is 10, and the sum of 10 is 1. And this pattern repeats infinitely without the occurrence of the number 369.
Hold up, do y'all understand that? I need to let's go back and watch this math again.
The governing law of the cosmos. It is the language of the universe. Below are the discoveries Tesla made. If you take 1, double it, it becomes 2. 2 becomes 2. 2 doubled is 4. 4 doubled is 8. 8 doubled is 16. The sum of 16 is 7. Double 7 is 14. The sum of 14 is 5. Double 5 is 10, and the sum of 10 is 1. And this pattern repeats infinitely without the occurrence of the number 369. Interestingly, when you double 3, it becomes 6, and when you double 6, it becomes 12. The sum of 12 is 3. These two numbers complement each other, with the number 9 being the highest independent entity. If 3 and 6 are considered negative and positive, then 9 is the superior entity governing the entire universe. Tesla stated that these three numbers exist in a higher dimensional space, dominating the three-dimensional world we inhabit. This is the reason why the genius scientist Nikola Tesla was so obsessed with the number 369. He once said, "If you understand the wonder of the number..."
Okay. Interesting. Somebody said, Einstein himself said that Nikola Tesla is smarter than him. If Tesla knew the secret of the number 69, he would never invent anything. Let me stop. Y'all are crazy. Someone said, "Am I the only one who understood nothing?" I kind of get it. Like, it makes basically like a triangle. Like, if you add these numbers together, you multiply the numbers, like what they said. Yo. Okay, so they're like 16, right? Because you do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Basically, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 equals 16, right? Or am I tripping? Right? Okay, so they're saying now do 6 plus 1 that equals 7. And then they're pointing over here at the 7, right? And then 7 times 2 is 14. And then 1 plus 4 equals 5. So now you're over here. See how you're going on that triangle thing? That's the point. You're supposed to be going on this triangle. I don't know, y'all. That was interesting.
Did you know Trump's uncle was like this MIT professor? And he received...
Okay, y'all. So we're going to be talking about Nikola Tesla. I don't think I did like a really good intro. If you haven't already, give a like or whatever. Welcome to conversations about Nikola Tesla and time travel, y'all. Okay?
Did you know Trump's uncle was like this MIT professor? And he received Nikola Tesla's life's work.
Didn't he try to do like time travel or something?
Yeah, he's kind of like known for revolutionizing electricity and how it's used.
Oh, yeah.
But it was said that he might have invented time travel. And a weird thing with the Trumps is Donald's son, Barron Trump, is in these novels from the 1800s. It like looks like him,
They don't look
And
like
some
him.
stories about him and his father Donald.
That's weird because Barron has a very distinguished look.
So they're saying Barron Trump's a time traveler. And Trump is too.
Is
Do you
this
know
Cap?
Trump's uncle was like this MIT professor?
What?
He received
I had to say, is this Cap? Somebody said this makes perfect sense if you don't think about it. If you listen to Tesla instead of Edison, we would be far developed society. And somebody said, so he's literally making America great again. Right, but Nikola Tesla had free energy. He basically wanted to make electricity free and energy free, but of course, the government don't want that. Why would you want things to be free? Everybody has to be paying money and going broke with an electricity bill that's like $200 plus, especially after the happened, the pandemic happened, like all the prices are just sky high, through the roof. But if we listen to Tesla, we would have free energy. Y'all know that you can use gravity to make electricity. You don't need. Could you imagine where we would be as a society if we used Tesla's technology? They even say that Tesla had made a death ray, basically, like a Death Star from Star Wars, and there was a big, huge. They think it's like a conspiracy. They think like a big, huge explosion happened. I think somewhere in Russia was actually Nikola Tesla testing out this Death Star. There's so much stuff. You've seen how Nikola Tesla look at the end. He looks so inebriated, just like a skeleton. I don't know what the heck they did to the man, but he was very smart. I think he also has. Somebody said that he had studied the pyramids and saw how the pyramids generated energy and stuff like that. It's ancient technology.
This is the last photo taken of
video.
Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest inventors of the late 19th and early 20th century.
See, this was what I was talking about. This is what he looked like before he died. How did the man look so bad? What did they do to this guy?
This is the last photo.
And this is another thing. I know, I'm sorry, y'all, but time travel. Y'all really believe in time travel though? Do you really believe that he discovered time travel? How do you know if time travel is real or not? Because y'all watched Loki from Marvel. I think they did a really, really good job at talking about the theory of time travel when you got this line and that line and basically if you don't have a core timeline, all these branches, could the universe handle all these different parallel branches? And what happens to these parallel branches? Are people destroying them off of Loki? I don't know. But how would you be able to prove or disprove time travel?
This is the last photo taken of Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest inventors of the late 19th and early 20th century. It was taken in early January 1943, just days before he passed away on the 7th of January 1943 at the age of 86. At this point in his life, Tesla was broke and had been living in a hotel in New York. His rent was paid for by his former employer, Westinghouse Electric, and was provided with $125 a month from them. He suffered from poor health, especially from 1937, when he got hit by a taxi in New York and refused to see a doctor, never fully recovering from his injuries. He passed away in his room in the hotel, and was found by a maid who entered, ignoring a "Do Not Disturb" sign that was put on the door 2 days earlier. This is the last photo taken.
That's a little bit mysterious. There was a "Do Not Disturb" sign put on there 2 days earlier, and then he was just found dead. And why didn't he want to see a doctor after getting hit by a taxi? It's almost like this man, because you know how y'all know how they say that MLK was killed in the hospital, right? They had a man, when the doctors had smothered him with a pillow, he had survived the gunshot wound. I don't know. You have to think about it. For him to look like this, did he suffer poor health because of the experiments he did? Because a lot of people who end up working with a lot of scientists who come up with these great discoveries, they end up having serious health effects way down the line. I I think the same thing happened with Oppenheimer, right? He had like cancer or something. I don't know, but it's just mysterious to me for the man that have a do not disturb sign, then just all of a sudden just pass away 2 days later. Did someone unalive him, or did he do it to himself? Did nobody care? They were just like, oh well, good, it's good, he's going. What?
Lost inventions that could have changed the world, part 2. In the 1890s, inventor Nikola Tesla created Tesla coils, which were able to transfer electricity over short distances without any wires. Tesla's ultimate goal was to provide everyone on Earth access to electricity completely for free. So in 1901, Tesla began building a Tesla coil so powerful it would be able to transmit power anywhere on Earth completely wirelessly. But in 1904, his investors pulled their funding because Tesla's main rival, Thomas Edison, wanted to have a monopoly on electrical power instead of giving it free of charge to the world like Tesla planned to. Lost inventions that could have changed...
See, that's what I was talking about. See, and somebody said stuff was born after his death. Was it really, or was it given to Trump's uncle? Like they were saying. I don't know, man. But, you know, what's even crazier? They say that it wasn't even Edison who created the light bulb, quote unquote. You know, that is so weird because you had Tesla who already had this technology before Edison, right? So wouldn't Tesla, you know how it's crazy that no one ever talks about Tesla like in books as much as they talk about Edison? But Tesla had like extreme amounts of technology. Oh, you know what's crazy? It makes me think, you know how I was talking about Loki? Was Timely based off of Tesla? And they're implying that Timely actually came up with time travel. Did they get that from Tesla? Y'all know, y'all Marvel fans, y'all, that better let me know. Which, if I'm right, because it just made me think about that. But the crazy part about it is that they said that Edison didn't even create the light bulb, that he got it from a slave, which wouldn't be surprising because of all the different things that were invented that came from slaves. They say that an airplane was already invented that came from slaves or black people, Africans. I don't know, y'all.
I would gladly trade whatever $100 million I would have made doing that for this right here. What I've been able to do right here. Like I said, when Tesla said if mankind could understand the significance of 3, 6, and 9, they have keys to the universe. If you count the struts and watch how many struts bond as it becomes this right here. Okay. And just count it as it goes. You'll see 1, 2, 3. And we know this is magnetism because it's expanding in the center. Now you'll see 6 of these bonds. And those colors going across there is basically the periodic table. 5, 6, yep. And then the last one comes in, and now you have your 9.
Interesting.
And this is magnetism. Like I said, magnetism expands at the center. So you have your 3, 6, 9, and it's back to that same fractal again.
So when Tesla said that, what did he mean?
He was talking about these numbers, this interaction of these 3, 6, and 9. But this is all of them coming around the tetrad at 120 degrees. This is how they all behave, and this is the fractal because it keeps getting back to these 4 vortices. But now I want to show you, after let this go again so they could see it, how all of this is the grand unified field put together. Now I want to show you electricity in this space, which will be the next one. And you'll see 5 linchpins bonding. And you'll see that it collapses the dodecahedron. And that's the release of energy, but it'll still make that same tetrahedral space. Watch. So when I talk about materials engineering, now being able to be manipulated, and you could see that the dodecahedron has been collapsed, and these other, because electricity is
really
seeking higher pressure conditions. It's more dense. And we're back to and these 5 will keep bonding with other 5s, building predictable structures, not haphazard things. 4 of these will come together and make a larger tetrahedron, and then those will bond and make larger. This is Jesus walking on water. This is the proof in the pudding. They don't have this for their chemical engineering programs now. They don't need those models of just a ball and just that little rod anymore. They now have what's necessary. The carbon line is that yellow line in between it. And when we in the solar apex and replace the sun with it, it predicts every star on the galactic plane, the ecliptic plane, and the celestial plane. Every single star it predicts. And when we put groups of linchpin, it predicts entire relationships. So now, that's why I said the Heisenberg uncertainty principle is out the window, because now with this combined with the wave conjugations or with the mirror shapes, whether it's expanding or contracting, we can now predict precisely where everything shall occur. I would gladly trade whatever $100 million I would have made.
Wow. I didn't expect y'all, Terrence Howard's an actor, and who would have thought he would have brought out something really interesting. I think I want to do some research into this 369. Me as a scientist. Let me stop. But he brought out something very, very interesting about this and how it combines together, and you don't even need a molecular structure anymore if you just use this 369. That's way too far advanced. Imagine somebody coming up with that in the 1940s. That's why they say technology right now is years and years, decades behind what they put out right now versus what's already been discovered. If you knew this type of stuff and you're trying to understand chemistry back then, imagine what we know about chemistry now. What do we know about the universe now? Somebody said they didn't want anybody else besides themselves to have the answer, which is why they're trying to cancel Terrence Howard. Somebody said, I don't even think Joe understands this. He's trying to. Genius always goes unseen and may appear as insanity and cognizant. Twice. Is that how you spell it? Cognizant?
The world is not what you have been told. We once had access to free energy, and they've been lying to us ever since. There is significant evidence showing that Nikola Tesla was on course to changing our universe forever. In the early 1900s, Tesla developed a technology called the Wardenclyffe Tower. This was more than just a transmission tower. Tesla designed it so it was able to wirelessly transmit electricity across the globe by harnessing the Earth's natural energy. He was able to power his home and devices with a single wire. But here is where it gets dark. Tesla's invention threatened powerful individuals who controlled the energy market. J.P. Morgan, who initially funded Tesla, pulled the plug on the project when he realized that free energy couldn't be metered or monetized. But it gets even stranger. Tesla's lab mysteriously burnt down, and many of his notes and prototypes disappeared. Tesla's discoveries went beyond just wireless electricity. He hinted at tapping into what he called radiant energy, a limitless source of power derived from the very fabric of space itself, similar to what modern scientists refer to as zero-point energy. Many say that this is also how the Tartarians were able to pull off so many of their technological and architectural
The Tartarians.
Do you think this tower is still in use today? The world is not what you have been told.
Speaking of Tartarians, that's another good video. Let me go ahead and write that down. Alright, we're gonna talk about the Tartarians in another video, y'all, because there's a lot of different conspiracies regarding it, but this video went a little bit deeper into it and how all these rich people did not want us to have free energy, and they went ahead and just burned down this guy's. Just imagine the type of inventions this man probably had. Where would we be in technology? I'm pretty sure they'd still have a lot of his manuscripts, and they're just not going to let that out into the public.
This is why Tesla has to go. Why? Because not what Tesla is saying about electricity. It's the fact that he's saying this should be free for everybody, everywhere.
Yeah, he wanted to have aerial electricity free for everybody, like radio waves.
And the day that you say that,
that's a wrap.
It's cheaper to keep her. Because we make 200 billion a day, and we all agree universally you should pay for this, and we'll be in charge of selling it to you.
And we'll shut it off if you fuck around.
I actually want to pull something from the end of what Cat Williams was saying.
Whereas with the electricity companies, specifically General Electric, which is like the monopoly of electricity, they make $200 billion a day.
$200 billion a day.
100 years ago, hundreds of years ago, they could have done for free through alternating current, which is what Nikola Tesla wanted to do. And then like what Joe Rogan said with the radio waves and through the atmosphere, it's just wild how these governments work just to make some money. And when and they talk about how they're trying to solve all these problems, it's like you could get electricity to everybody on Earth through something that could have been invented 150 years ago.
That's why Tesla has.
Tesla never said the key to the universe was 369. No. He said that the key to the universe was 36912. They removed the 12 from that formula.
Why?
Yeah.
Who's they?
Hey, right. Okay.
Whoever you want to call that actually wants to manipulate and control humanity. Right? So why is it ancient cultures used, the base 12, base 60 mathematics, like the Sumerians, the ancient Mayans, the Egyptians, the Dogons? They all used a form of base 12 mathematics. And even in the Apple TV series Foundation, have you heard of that series Foundation? Isaac Asimov's series called Foundation. It's brilliant, actually. It's on Apple TV.
Okay.
They talk about base 60 mathematics, right? Base, which is a form of base 12. Why weren't we taught that in school? Why are we taught
too
base
smart.
10? Right? And I started, asking these questions after my near-death experience. Well, shit, man, the 12 is an organic number. It's the way the ancient cultures used to teach. Well, what if I apply base 12 ratios, algorithms to the universe? That's what I do. And that's why we've gotten the results that we've gotten, because it talks to the DNA.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and
Interesting.
Those results that you got, right?
Oh, yeah.
The development prototype, then the next stage was one of the fascinating things that I researched about you or heard about you was autistic. The first,
yes.
Was that your first small sample size autistic kids?
Yeah, dear friends of mine, had an autistic son. Yes.
Powerful.
Tesla never said the key to the universe was
I need to. I actually want to hear more about what he was about to say. I know I was going to keep going, but y'all, overall, what did we learn about Tesla? Tesla was a genius. I could only imagine what we knew during that time. I feel like the 1940s, 1920s to 1960s, there was a lot of different research and things that really have just been put under the rug for years, and it's just now really coming back out with TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. We're kind of relearning stuff that's been put way behind us, like the NAZI experiments. Some people are jumping deeper into what Oppenheimer was doing, what Einstein was talking about, more into the metaphysics type of deal, not just straight up science, straight up what this world would call science. Diving deeper beyond the surface of what we can just physically see and observe, because that's why you can't prove nor disprove God, because you can't observe God. But with spirituality or this movement more into metaphysics type deals, people are diving into straight up CIA experiments. We're learning more about Tesla and what he was talking about, and I feel like there's a lot more, but of course we don't know. They said they burned down his lab and all his notes and stuff. But this is very interesting. If you guys understand more about this 369 or 36912 stuff, let me know in the comments. If you got any more interesting facts about Nikola Tesla, or just comments in general about how you feel about where would we be in technology right now if we would have not silenced the man, try to unalive the man and take over the world with paid electricity. Because just imagine, they're making they said $200 billion a day. Gosh, just imagine where Africa would be. I'm pretty sure Africa has come up with some serious technology and they just silenced them, you know, just to keep a bunch of Africans in the dark, or like, you know, third world countries that, and I say third world because it's only according to Western standards that certain places are considered third world, and some places are just fine with the way that they are. You know, we can't always put our Western idea of development to the whole entire world's culture, you know. But I'm gonna say third world, and how they don't have technology or certain you know, they don't always have electricity everywhere. So just imagine if Nikola Tesla would have had this free energy, where the whole world would be right now. It would be insane. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. Give me a like, comment what you guys think, and don't forget to subscribe for weekly, daily videos. Bye bye.